Hi, I'm Becky Streepy from Glue and Glitter, and today we're making taco salad. This isn't just any taco salad. This is based on my favorite order at a restaurant around the corner from my house called El Mariachi. If you're in Atlanta, you should definitely visit El Mariachi. They have great vegan options. They did not pay me to say that, it's just true. But if you're not in Atlanta, you still deserve a great taco salad. What makes El Mariachi's taco salad extra special is that you can get any sauce on the menu that you want as the dressing, and I order mine with the chimichurri. If you've never had chimichurri before, it is an amazing sauce. It's sort of like a pesto in that it's fresh herbs and olive oil that you blend up together. Chimichurri also has red wine vinegar and fresh garlic. It's just got a really great flavor, and it makes this simple salad extra special. Grab your blender and add a half a cup of olive oil and a half a cup of red wine vinegar. And now it's time to add the herbs. Add a half a cup of fresh parsley and a half a cup of fresh cilantro leaves. When you're preparing the parsley and the cilantro for this, you don't have to chop it up. If there are any big woody stems, you might want to remove those, but leaving parts of the stems in is fine. It's all going to get into the blender anyway, and it'll blend up and taste just fine. Now add some dried oregano. You can do fresh oregano instead. I'm going with dried because I feel like parsley and cilantro is a lot of fresh herbs to ask you guys to buy already. I didn't want to throw a third one onto the pile. But if you grow oregano or if you feel like using fresh, please go for it. It makes this even more flavorful. Now add 4 cloves of fresh garlic and a medium shallot. You don't have to chop up the shallot, but I do recommend like maybe just quarter it, slice it into some big chunks. That'll make things easier on your blender. The last thing you're adding to the blender is 1 chili pepper. I am using a serrano pepper, which actually isn't traditional in a chimichurri sauce. If you can get your hands on a Fresno pepper, these little red hot peppers are the traditional one that go in this recipe, and I recommend it, but since I couldn't find them, and I'm guessing it's hard to find at a lot of grocery stores, I went with a serrano, which has a similar-ish flavor, a similar-ish heat level, and is pretty widely available. You can also use a jalapeno if you can't find Fresno or serrano pepper. Once you have everything in the blender, just puree it up. You don't want a totally smooth mix. A little bit of chunkiness is okay. You're basically using the blender to chop everything up. A traditional chimichurri sauce, you would mince everything up and mix it together, so don't worry about having a little bit of texture when you're done. Once you're done blending, just season it with salt and pepper to taste if you like. I don't usually even season my chimichurri with salt and pepper. I feel like it's fine straight out of the blender, but I know everybody's palate is a little bit different. All right, now that your dressing is ready, it's pretty much time to put that salad together. Start by dividing up a big box of spring mix between 4 big bowls. Then drain and rinse a can of black beans and divide those beans up between your bowls as well. Then you're gonna add fresh corn and sliced grape tomatoes. If you don't wanna buy grape tomatoes or you don't have any on hand, you can also just chop up a large tomato and use that instead. I just think halved grape tomatoes look so pretty. Then chop up a Haas avocado and add that to your salad. And some chopped bell pepper. I'm using orange bell pepper because I think it makes the salad beautiful, but you can use any color bell pepper you like or whatever is on sale. Then sprinkle on a little bit of chopped red onion. Garnish your salads with a handful of tortilla chips. I'm using blue corn chips here, but again, you can use whatever color corn chip you want. I just think that blue corn chips make it look nice. I like all the colors in this bowl. Chimichurri can be on the spicy side. It really varies depending on the heat of the pepper that you use, and because you have some pepper options, I can't really say how hot your resulting sauce is going to be, but I know in my family there are different heat preferences. I like things quite spicy, and so does my husband. Our kid doesn't like anything spicier than like garlic and maybe a little ginger. So I serve this up with the dressing on the side. That way everyone can sauce it up as much or as little as they want to. If you do have any leftover taco salad, you can toss all the veggies and the corn and the beans together in one container, but definitely store the dressing separately because you don't want the lettuce to get soggy while you're storing it in the fridge. It's much better to toss in the dressing at the last minute. I hope that this video has answered all of your questions about how to make this taco salad. If you have any other questions that I didn't address, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm always happy to help. And don't forget to rate and subscribe. Happy cooking!